Howdy friends, Steve DePoe here for the Rose Realty team. How are you? How's it going? This is like day 3 of the quarantine or forced lockdown, and I'm curious how you're doing. You know, I think as the American people and as a country, we'll get through this. We lived through the avian flu, SARS, we lived through 9/11. God's sakes, we lived through the Carter administration. We can get through this. It'll take some doing. We'll have to buckle together, and we'll have to unify. But we will get through this. American business will get through this too. Business does not stop. Life does not stop. Wishes will be fulfilled, and people will buy and sell real estate. You know, the last big economic downturn that we had, 08, 09, people just didn't sit on the sidelines. People took advantage of what was going on. 3 people who made a ton of money during that: Warren Buffett, Ben Bernanke, and Carl Icahn. They made a boatload of money. Why? Because they didn't sit on the sidelines. While other people were panicking, they went out and made money. And so can you. You want to upgrade, you want to upgrade your house, you want to downsize, or you want to invest, you can do it. Take advantage of it. The Fed has lowered like the interest rate to like 0. That doesn't necessarily correlate to mortgages, but mortgages are likely to follow. Like I said on my previous vlog, I believe that we will see 30-year fixed mortgages into 2s before too long. So just think about it. Now, we at the Rose Realty team, we're open for business. I mean, we're shaking and baking, baby. You know, Rose has a contract she's going to have signed later today, and I've got to leave here pretty soon because I've got 2 video virtual tours that I have to do for a client. So you know what? Rose Realty team, we're open for business. We're also changing the way we do business. I mentioned what we're going to do. We have video or virtual tours that we're doing. We're doing virtual open houses. We're doing more video conference calls. So we have to work through paperwork, or we have to understand, your needs for buying and selling. We're going to do more video conferencing. Plus, we've also talked to some of our title insurance companies, and they're going to now start doing things more remotely. So we're going to have you start doing more things online. And if you kind of are not real cool about coming out of the house, going into an office to sign final paperwork or closing paperwork, they'll send someone to your house. So you'll be dealing with one person instead of a whole office full of people. So you know what? We're changing the way we're doing stuff, and maybe we'll be more efficient, and we'll carry that on over past this. You know, this all kind of reminds me of one of my favorite movies with Clint Eastwood, Heartbreak Ridge. There's one particular scene where he's in front of his barracks with his men, and he's wearing a red t-shirt and everyone's wearing a green t-shirt. And he says, "Strip off those t-shirts." He says, "We'll all wear the same color t-shirt." And one of the guys speaks up and he says, "How are we going to figure that out?" And Eastwood says, "You Marines, you're going to improvise, you're going to adapt, you're going to overcome." And I believe we'll do the same thing. We're going to get through this. You mark my words. We'll be okay. Now, I want to talk to you people who are maybe working at home for the first time for an extended period of time. Whether you know it or not, I worked before starting with real estate. I worked in the high-tech consulting for about 20 or 25 years. And I've picked up a couple of pointers that I'd like to share with you now. So first, set a spot in your house that is your office, right? Maybe it's an office. Maybe it's a spare bedroom. Maybe it's a study. That's going to be your office. You're going to do your office work in there, and you're going to segregate it or keep it confined to that space. Keep the door closed. When you're working, when you're doing your work, you keep your door closed. Now, sure, it's great to be home 24/7 with the kids, but you know what? They've got to know that when the door's closed, you're doing work, and you can't be bothered. You have to concentrate. Third, don't start taking your work to other rooms in the house. Don't start wandering out to the living room or to the family room or to the kitchen and spread out there and start doing work. Keep it confined to that one office space or that one room that you've set aside. Next, number 4, limit your number of hours. Maybe you're an 8 or 10 hour a day person. That's fine. Maybe you've got your own business where you're working 12 or 15 hours a week. That's great. God bless you. But don't let your work expand just because you're at home and you can finish dinner and walk over to your office and start doing some more work. Before you know it, you'll be working 10, 12, 14, 18 hours a day. You don't want to do it. It leads to burnout. So try to avoid that. Number 5, exercise. You know, you're amazed at the number of steps you do when you're in the office, moving from conference room to conference room, to office, up and down stairs, out into the parking lot and back. It's a tremendous amount of steps, a tremendous amount of activity. Now you're more confined. Exercise. Sure, maybe your gym is closed. Maybe they're closed until the end of April to avoid the spread of the virus. Find ways to exercise. There's walking. There's jogging if your knees are up to it. There's these exercise trails. Maybe you have one in your neighborhood where you jog along and you do some push-ups or you do some sit-ups or something like that. Exercise. And maybe the single most important thing to remember, stay away from the fridge. I mean, my goodness, it's like working you have in your office in a delicatessen, right? There's leftovers from last night. There's cake from the night before. There's sodas in there. There's beer. Well, maybe not beer during the day, but there's all these temptations. Stay away from the fridge. Eventually, this is going to be over. Like I said, we're going to get back to work. You're going to get back in your car. You don't want to have to go buy 7 pairs of pants because you put on 30 pounds. Okay, stay away from the fridge. And if you have a problem with number 6, I'm going to refer you back to number 5. Exercise, exercise, exercise. Exercise is great. It helps control the diet. It helps you burn calories, and it helps take care of stress. We're going to be under stress during this. This will help you take care of stress. We're here for you. We want to make sure that you're safe and you're home. If you need anything whatsoever, our contact information is at the end of this video. Give us a call. We want to make sure you're safe. This is Steve DePoe for the Rose Realty team. I'm going to bounce.